Aloha and welcome back to my channel. Let's do some yoga. Find a comfortable standing position on your mat. Feel the ground beneath you. Take some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Connect to that breath throughout this practice. As you're breathing in, extend and create space. Reach your arms up. Your hips can shift forward. Exhale, fold from the hips and feel the body hang, let your head relax. Perhaps grab the elbows. Any movement or anything that feels good to the body, embrace it, invite it in. Halfway lift and extend the spine on an inhale. Exhale, fold, hands ground, we step back. Lengthening through the spine into a V shape of the body. Again, anything that feels good, invite it in and focus on the breathing. Inhales and exhales, inflow and outflow. Feel the foundation of your hands, fingers and toes. Start to shift forward into a push-up position. Lower down slowly, keep the elbows bent in and open your heart, breathing into length. Exhaling into softness, push the ground away, back into downward dog. Breathing deep, lift the left leg up and extend, opening the hips for a dragon's tail. Twisting from that center body, bend the top knee to point the toes behind you and feel that twist intensify, pushing the ground away. And then draw that knee forward into the chest, a three-legged plank, hugging everything in before you step through. Lowering the back knee. Slowly stacking the shoulders over the hips, finding your breath again. Squareness in the hips, foundation. Play with extension of the arms, slow movements, and deep breaths through every moment, connecting to that breath and connecting to the conversation with your body. We can bring the right elbow over to the knee, stack the hands, and create a twist, breathing into the heart, exhaling down the back of the body. Shoulders move away from the ears. We find our breath. Move slowly, take your time. Bring the hands back to heart when you're ready and re-extend over the head, breathing in. Exhaling and inhaling, maybe shifting a little side to side, whatever feels good here. Breathing in and eventually drawing your hands back to the mat. Feeling that foundation. Lifting the back knee and extending the front leg. You can play with shifting forward and back here, working into the areas that are holding tension, using the breath as your guide, patience, giving yourself time. Maybe flexing the front foot as you extend the leg, folding forward to intensify the stretch. Always adjusting to your own modifications, anything the body needs. Extend the left arm up into a twist, opening the heart towards the front knee and maybe wrapping the top arm around the back of the body. Breathing into what you find, creating space along the spine, bringing that top arm back to the front of the mat, stepping that left leg into the sky for a three-legged dog, and grounding through down dog. Taking a nice vinyasa at your own pace, breathing into that high plank, lowering slowly, elbows hug in as you extend, and maybe you try pushing the ground away a little bit more. Breathing into the heart and finding your way back to down dog. Deep breaths in, exhaling out and extending the right leg up into the sky. Pushing the ground away and then opening the hips and bending the knee for that dragon's tail. Breathing into the twist wherever you are in your body today, giving it patience and time. The knee comes forward into a three-legged plank. We step between the hands to lower the back knee. We're back in that low lunge, taking your time to open up the body, breathing into a stacking position of the head, shoulders, and hips. And finding squareness again in your hips, feeling the foundation. Breathing into extension, reaching the arms up. Exhaling down the back of the body, finding space along the vertebrae of the spine. Deep breaths in, long exhales out. We'll eventually bring that left elbow over to the right knee for a twist. Keeping the heart open, breathing into that twist, exhaling through whatever areas are holding on to tension. Find more breath, deeper inhales, longer exhales. Let go of any judgments or holdbacks. Re-extend the arms on the inhale and maybe find another shift, reaching right and left, a little bit of lateral stretching through the side bodies here before we bring the hands back to the mat at the front. Framing the foot, lifting the back knee and re-extending. Feeling into the shift forward and back as you extend the leg. Play with flexing the front foot and maybe folding over that front leg for a deeper stretch. Take your time, utilize your breath, move slowly. Start to reach the right arm into the sky with the bent front leg, opening your heart towards that front knee and wrapping the top arm around the back of the body. Breathing into space, exhaling into release. Right arm reaches up and comes back to the top of the mat. We open our stance for a wide-legged forward fold. Breathing into extension, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Allow the breath to move you. Breathing in, exhaling out, playing with Skandasana, shifting bends into the knees side to side, playing with extension through one leg as the other knee bends. Keep that heel grounded as the knee bends, and maybe play with external rotation of the lengthened leg's foot. Skandasana, breathing into extension, finding that foundation, that center, moving from the center, following your breath. Breathing into the heart, breathing into extension, taking your time, moving from side to side. And then finding center and taking a twist. Left hand down, right arm reaches up. Keep the hips square as you twist from that center. Perhaps wrapping the top arm around the back of the body. Breathing into what you find. Taking the time to switch sides. Left arm reaches up, right arm foundations towards the ground. And we wrap that top arm around the back of the body. Feeling the feet, stabilize the hips. Breathing in, bringing those hands back to the mat for a forward fold. Inhaling to bring your hands back to the top of the mat. Stepping the right leg into a three-legged dog. Breathing into extension and then lowering it to down dog. Taking a moment, deep breath in, long exhale out. And we roll forward for a high push-up position, shifting into a side plank. Right side down, left arm reaches up. We open the heart. There's options here. You can lower the bottom knee to support the hips. You can keep them extended and play with lifting the top leg. Do so slowly. Move at your own pace. Balance can be a little tricky, so breathe and take your time. Maybe extending the lifted leg, pushing the ground away. And bringing the legs back together to go to the other side. Remember, breathing, taking your time, moving through vinyasas, opening the heart, anything that feels good on the in-between. Taking ourselves into a child's pose before sending ourselves into the other side. Breathing here, prepping for side plank, left side down, shifting forward into that high push-up. Breathing the right arm down, balance. So move slowly, breathe, support yourself where you need to, modify in any way, and breathe into the intensity. Breathe into the challenge. Take your time, do what you can, and be aware of where your body is today. Allow the breath to continually bring you back to this space on your mat, to this moment. Take a vinyasa flow, opening your heart, finding extension, shifting to a child's pose. Heels and hips meet. We melt our bodies towards the ground, and we find our way into a tabletop position. Playing with cat-cow, rounding the spine up towards the sky on the exhale and draping the belly towards the mat on the inhale. You can incorporate any kind of movements that feel good here for your body today, circular motions, or anything that comes to you in your practice. Invite it in. You're going to take some time to really move the spine, breathing into the movements, shifting ourselves forward to find a seat. Coming down to that seat in any way that is comfortable for you. Feeling the foundation press against the mat as you breathe. And then extending the arms from a seated position, taking some twists, wrapping your arms around to the right, grabbing the front knee and reaching the left arm behind you, opening up, exhaling out, twisting from that center, allowing yourself to wring the body out from tailbone to neck. Switching sides, it does not matter which side you start with as long as you do both. Breathing into the twist from tailbone to neck, opening space. Exhaling into that twist a little bit deeper, pressing the knees down, feeling the length. Inhaling back to center for lateral stretches through the side body. Left arm lands, right arm extends over. Again, we will be doing both sides, so don't get lost in which side is first. Making sure to even out the body by doing both sides. Breathing into extension. Exhaling into that foundation, trying not to dump anywhere in the spine. Breathe in, exhale out. Come back to center, hands to heart. Feel that movement, center yourself, and we will find our way down to our backs. Arms along the body, bridge pose, slowly grounding and lifting the hips, pushing the mat away through the shoulders, hands, and feet. Breathing into the lift, and then lowering and lifting at your own pace as many times as you feel necessary. Perhaps your arms find their way closer together, interlacing the fingers and pressing more space into the front of the body as you lift. Breathing into where you are, taking your time. Trying to soften the glutes here as you lift, breathing in to the foundation and the space. Allow yourself to shift through those movements as many times as you need to. You have an opportunity to take this stretch a little farther today. If you're feeling inclined, lower the hips, bring the hands towards the shoulders, placing them by the ears, making sure you have a solid foundation. Go slowly, moving to the shoulders first in bridge pose, and then pressing through the arms to attempt to lift the head off of the mat. Even if the head does not lift, the weight is in the arms. Tuck the chin into the chest when lowering to protect the head and neck. Allow the wrists to move, anything that needs to happen in between, and give yourself a few opportunities to lift and lower consciously through this wheel pose, opening the heart, opening the hips, pressing the ground away, taking your time first and foremost. 3 is what I like to include in my practice, but you can do whatever the body feels it is okay with in the moment, whether that is more or less. Tune into the conversation with self and breathe patience into your practice. Allow the wrists to move, and when you are complete, extend them out like a T and let the knees windshield wiper side to side. Breathing in, exhaling out, slowing down. And perhaps adding the right foot to the top outer knee on the left side to create a little bit more internal twist. Switching sides and remembering to do what you do on one side, on the other side, to the best of your ability. Breathing into patience, letting go of expectation, and coming back to center when you're ready. Hugging the knees into the chest, allowing whatever movements need to take place for your own practice, wrapping your arms to hug yourself into a seed shape. And then drawing supine twist into your practice. Left hand reaches for right knee. We extend the right arm out from the shoulder and we twist, creating space between the shoulder and the hip, and maybe extending that top leg as much as you feel comfortable, deepening the twist. Breathing. Allow your eyes to close. Find your way back to center and switch sides. Reaching the right hand for the left knee, extending the arm out from the shoulder and twisting. Again, breathing space into the side body. Opening up and extending that top leg if you feel inclined. Doesn't matter how long the leg extends, take your time, tune into where your body is today, and breathe into the areas that are holding tension. We'll move into Happy Baby next. Knees bent by the sides of the body, reaching for the shins, ankles, or feet to pull the knees down and play with extension through the legs. Breathing in, maybe moving the legs together and re-extending them out, bending the knees. You can make any shifts here you would like. Attempt to ground the hips in this Happy Baby, flattening the back of the body to the mat, playing with whatever movements come to you here. We will release the feet and knees and re-extend the body, taking some deep breaths in, finding space and length and relaxation for your Shavasana. Feel free to include anything else in your practice that you would like to. Eventually finding your own stillness and relaxation, softening the body completely and allowing your breath to melt you here. Explore the depths of your own practice. Allow your breath to take you deeper in this time. And stay here for as long as you feel necessary. There is no rush to end your practice. I thank you deeply for joining me yet again for another Vinyasa flow movement, and I look forward to flowing with you again soon. Namaste.